it started to get really windy, and now this sage stick will not go out. I obviously did not think that this sage stick already burned really fast anyway, and it wasn't really windy, so I thought it would help. But it does help with bugs, but clearly it's too windy to burn this today. Either way, I decided to have a picnic today, as you can probably tell at this point. This obviously isn't going as planned. I need to get this out. I'm just gonna let that burn out in here. I'm not trying to cause a grass fire today. Well, now that happened, I feel like that's just my cue to go ahead and wrap up my picnic. There's a few things I need to do in the garden, and there was a few things I was going to show you. But I really started to... There's a bee. There is a bee buzzing around my head. I was actually reading a few books that I recently just got. So I got a book, Clay to Kiln. I really want to get back into pottery. I used to make pottery, and I really just want to make pottery again. So I really wanted to freshen up. And then I also finally got an herbal medicine book. This kind of explains everything to grow and make your own different tinctures and stuff like that, and that's something I've really been wanting to get into. So this has been a really interesting read. Over the last 4 years, I've been just trying to spend more time outside, be more intentional with it. That's one reason why this garden actually exists and has gotten so big. 4 years ago, I made the goal just to be more intentional and be outside more, be out in nature more, and it's really crazy how much my perspective on things have changed. Honestly, I can't wait to have a little chunk of land and be more out in the country away from the city. I don't even live in that big of a city, but honestly, I'm so excited for whenever that next chapter does happen. But for now, this is my little slice of paradise. Either way though, there's a few things I wanted to show you in the garden. I'm gonna go ahead and get inside. I'm gonna change real fast. I'm gonna get out of a dress so I don't flash my neighbors or anything while I'm trying to garden, because that's the reality that I'm living right now. Okay, so I'm not going to show you too much of the garden today because you guys are going to get an updated garden tour next week, so make sure you're subscribed for that. But there is one thing I want to show you guys that I'm so disappointed in. My broccoli has officially gone to seed. So we have had a very, very warm spring. It was kind of chilly and then it just snapped and got warm, and honestly that can happen where I live. Last year we had a very, very cool spring that kind of just lasted for a while. I think we were having cool temps until June, and honestly I feel like we've been much warmer. We haven't had a single low under 50 in weeks now, so that's why all of my peppers are already planted out. But that's another reason why this went ahead and bolted. So I am gonna go ahead and let this go to seed just because I might as well save some seeds. I had really good success with broccoli last fall, and honestly, I think I'm probably just going to do that for years on. I don't think this is really worth my time and effort, just because you never know what our springs are going to do. I was already experiencing a decent amount of pest pressure with my brassicas as well, which I really don't remember happening this fast in previous years. Out of nowhere, I just had a ton of eggs, a ton of little cabbage worms. Luckily enough, I have neem oil, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but literally like 2 days later, after I got all of that under control, it just went ahead and bolted. So I wanted to go ahead and just show you that sometimes things don't go according to plan. I made some pizzas for dinner. Turned out good. This is just more sparkling water. I like to drink out of wine glasses, and I actually might have some wine later. I totally forgot to show you guys. There is one little small tomato that I saw earlier. That is so early. I've never had a tomato start forming a tomato the first week of May. I had a pretty large advancement on my tomatoes, like I told you guys. I still don't know if I'd start them that early again, but we're getting tomatoes that will eventually make more sauce for pizza, which makes me happy. I forgot my napkin. I think right now the temperature is probably right around like 68 or so. For you Celsius folks, I'll figure that out and put that on the screen. That is one thing. I really wish we didn't learn Fahrenheit. Everyone else uses Celsius, and I feel like no one would understand what I was saying if you're from another country, so I'll make sure I put that on the screen. I actually decided to be a little bit more of a convenience day. Typically I would make pizza crust. I like to make a lot of things from scratch, but these are like little thin crust things that you can get from Whole Foods that are absolutely just amazing and easy, and it's been years since I bought them, and I went to the grocery store and I was like, yeah, I need to buy that. No regrets. Okay, let me see if I can remember which tomato plant it was out of the 40 I have planted. I think it was this one over here. Yes. Right here. See him? You know what else I just remembered that I bought from the grocery store? Stuff to make s'mores. One thing I think would be really cool to do with all of my wood ash is to make soap. You can actually extract lye from the wood ash, which is really cool. You do have to have a hard wood, which this is a hard wood. This is wood left over from the tree that we are still cutting down. The rest of the tree will probably be cut down. My guess is probably fall. There's just never a good time to cut down a tree when your garden is right there. And guys, on that note, I think I'm going to just finish watching this fire, enjoy the warmth, finish my wine, and then shower because I definitely smell like a bonfire right now. So yeah, I will see you guys all next week for the May garden tour. Bye.